Good Saturday morning, everyone. Today on Perspectives, a local educational institution selects its new president. Well, nearly 100 years ago, it started as an in-service arm of Alabama State College, offering extension courses to elementary and secondary teachers in Mobile. The year was 1927. It became known as the branch, and in the mid-1930s, a dean was appointed and full-time faculty came on board. Then, in 1938, Dr. Sanford Bishop Sr. joined the teaching staff of the college that today bears his name, Bishop State Community College. Over the years, the college has grown in educational, vocational, and career offerings, academic transfer offerings, and community service activities. The four-site community college's vision is to equip students with the skills, knowledge, and ability to achieve real-world success. Bishop State says it provides open access to an affordable, quality education, workforce training, adult education, and community partnerships. Bishop State's new president, Olivier Charles, who most recently served as a vice chancellor in the Alabama Community College system, says that he's here to be a long-term president to lead the institution into a new era of community-focused success. President Charles has also served as a community college dean at Enterprise State Community College, a director of admissions and recruitment at Auburn University at Montgomery, and as director of admissions and enrollment management at the University of West Alabama. Joining us this morning on Perspectives is Bishop State's sixth president, Olivier Charles. He's a Mobile native and a product of Mobile County Public Schools and the State of Alabama University System. When Perspectives continues, President Charles will share his vision for Bishop State, as well as he'll also tell us how it will meet the educational needs of the 21st century community college student. We'll be right back after this quick break. Our guest this morning, the president of Bishop State Community College, Olivier Charles. Thank you for being a part of the conversation this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, congratulations and welcome to Bishop State as a job and career for you now, because this is just one of the first days on the job for you. How do you feel with that type of, I guess, new responsibility, and you think about the size of your school, your different facilities around the Mobile area? That's a lot to be in charge of.
Absolutely, Eric. I can tell you that I'm humbled. This is the honor of a lifetime. I grew up 3 or 4 blocks away from Bishop State's main campus, so this is actually my dream job, and I get to be back home and help students from a city that had so much of an impact on me. I actually used to walk through Bishop State's campus every day to go to middle school right there across the street at Callaway Smith, so yes, it's the honor of a lifetime to be home, and I'm so humbled by the opportunity.
Well, you know, I'm sure they are extremely proud of you, having been a product of the Mobile community, and you talk about being back close with Callaway Smith, and then of course you then attended Murphy High School and a graduate of there. Talk about, I guess first we can say, what made you want to throw your hat into the ring for this position?
Absolutely. Well, the opportunity to impact the city, the community that had such an impact on me growing up is truly the honor of a lifetime. I just remember the collegiate feel that I got just from walking by campus every day. And the opportunity to help people improve their lives is what motivates me the most. We can help a student get a GED, or we can help them transfer to a 4-year institution, or we can help them get to work. We can literally help any single way that somebody wants to improve their quality of life.
And that sounds like a great evolution of the community college system. A lot of things have happened in the last 5 to 10 years, and you've been a part of that, having worked in the community college system. How did that transfer with you, seeing the opportunity here of, you know, I've got some things that I've experienced that I can even be more of assistance here?
Absolutely. Well, I've been fortunate throughout my whole career. I've been able to work at 2 regional 4-year institutions. I've been able to work at another community college in our system, and I've seen it from the Montgomery level, which oversaw 24 colleges in the system. So I do think that my experience is very varied and thorough, but it's absolutely prepared me for this role that I've been preparing for my whole career.
So how many years have you been in education? Did you go immediately after finishing your college at West Alabama?
Yeah, I went to school to be a teacher, to be a special education teacher. Got an offer to start higher education as a recruiter and a admissions counselor, and have been in higher education ever since. And I've been fortunate to get into leadership early, and I've grown from every single position, and every role that I've had in higher ed has been a leadership role. So it's been my whole career in higher education.
And I truly believe that teachers are special people. Both of my grandmothers, my mother, my dad taught for a while, and so I had that as a part of my foundation. Did you have other people in your family who were educators, or were you motivated and inspired by a teacher in your years?
Absolutely. I still have a bunch of favorite teachers that are still here in Mobile County that I remembered and I've reached out to, and some of them actually still remember me. And my wife is actually an educator. My wife is an English teacher, but she is now an administrator. She's an assistant principal. So my family and everyone around me who have influenced me and molded me are all educators, and I'm so thankful to all of the teachers in Mobile County that have helped shape me and helped me become the person I am today.
Yeah, they're very special people, and when you look at someone such as you coming along at this time to want to be an educator, that speaks volumes of what you've seen and experienced in your years of preparation for this. Today's community college has seen some new opportunities with how they are preparing students, and I love what you said there in the first part of our conversation about preparing them for wherever they're going next, if they're going to work, or if they're going to higher education, or if they're looking at this as one of the stepping stones. And so it's so important. How does that workforce development, which is a term that you all use a lot now, play into the overall plan of community colleges?
Well, it's so key, because workforce development is not just on the business side. It's certainly strong on the education side as well. You know, we're essentially a part of the economic development of not just the city of Mobile, but Lower Alabama. When companies relocate here, we want them to know that Bishop State is here to train their current employees, to train new employees that want to work there. So our roles are so critical, because that's a part of companies deciding where they want to locate. And our faculty and staff can do anything. We can train somebody that wants to work for Airbus, but we can also train somebody that wants to work for the small mom and pop shop as well. So whatever our city and our community needs from us, Bishop State is ready to provide that training.
And when you talk about those companies, I had the pleasure of talking to a couple of the Baldwin County commissioners last week, and they talked about the new company coming to the mega site, Novellis, and they mentioned our community colleges. We plan on working with them. So do you see Bishop being a part of that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We've talked to the commissioners here, we've talked to the chamber here, and we are certainly so glad to be at the table, and we are ready, willing, and able to help our city. Again, our role in this is to train the people that want to work, whether they're current employees or whether they're future employees. We have already strong partnerships with our local employers, but we want to make those partnerships stronger so that they know they can always call us so that we can help them with their training needs.
Now, you don't have to be an 18-year-old just out of high school to be a part of that process, right?
Not at all, not at all. We have wonderful programs for what we call non-traditional students. We have programs for students that are actually still in high school, whether they're dual enrolled. Education has changed so much that we are literally doing everything we can to meet our students where they are. So we can train somebody virtually, we can train them hybrid, we can come to their workplace or their school and train them. We are wherever our students need us to be.
That sounds exciting when you talk about the opportunities for today's young people. Now, how does your program work where you're going into the schools to let the kids know what opportunities are available? Because it seems that in some cases, we're seeing where young people don't realize the opportunities are incredible ahead of them, and they're missing out by other decisions they make in life.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I'm excited about, is getting into all of our schools. I've been fortunate that I've spoken to a lot of principals and superintendents right here in our area, and they're excited. They're excited to have Bishop State there. I'm excited to bring our staff to those colleges, to those high schools, but more importantly, we have some wonderful opportunities with dual enrollment right now. The legislature has been gracious to us, and they funded dual enrollment for all students. So dual enrollment is actually free to students in our area that want to partake in college classes.
And tell us exactly how that works for those not familiar.
Well, dual enrollment is where a student that's in high school in grade 10, 11, or 12, they can actually apply to our college and they can be a college student, and they can take any class that we offer. And we can do it right there at the high school, or they can come to our campus, or they can do it virtually. But the good thing about those courses is that if they decide to transfer to a four-year institution, they will transfer with them. These are actual college courses, and what we're doing is just bringing college into high schools to prepare students earlier. And companies love it as well, because we can actually train a student that by the time they graduate high school, they're employable, rather than the company having to invest in more training in them.
Things have really changed.
Absolutely.
From when I was in school especially. So when you look at that, you are partnering with some of the major employers in the area like Airbus.
Yes, sir. We actually have a wonderful program with Airbus. They have been amazing partners to Bishop State. But there's a wonderful program called Flight Path 9. And the first cohort is actually graduating this Friday, which is almost 50 students. And Airbus has completely invested in those students. And essentially it's an apprenticeship program. And those students have been paid to come to school just as if they're employees, but they've learned things like soft skills, they've learned some processing, some aviation processing, and some manufacturing technology as well. So those students will be employable as of Friday, and none of them are, I think, even 19 years old yet.
My goodness, an exciting time in higher education when you talk about Bishop State Community College. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the programs as well as some of your vision for Bishop State down the road here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us this morning. And of course, we'll be right back on Perspectives and continue our conversation with President Olivier Charles. Welcome back to Perspectives. Our very special guest this morning, President Olivier Charles of Bishop State Community College, and day 2 on the job today, so we feel very privileged to have you here. At the beginning, we had a chance to talk to Joe Bonner at South Alabama when I guess he had just been a week on the job, so we definitely appreciate you all coming and sharing your visions for your institutions. Now, that's one of your 4-year institutions that you have a relationship with. How does that work for those who can come to Bishop State and then move on to South Alabama if they so desire?
Well, yeah, and big credit to Joe Bonner. He's been an amazing friend and a really good confidant. We've had some amazing conversations, and in fact, we have a meeting coming up. But University of South Alabama is a great partner for Bishop State. In fact, it's the #1 institution that our students transfer to. So we have a strong relationship. We certainly have a program called reverse transfer where students can transfer credits back and forth to both institutions. But one of the things that I'm proud of is that students from Bishop State go everywhere. We go to Alabama State, A&M, Alabama, Auburn, Princeton even. We actually have had kids go on and do some amazing things that have started right here at Bishop State Community
And those stories need to be told, you know?
Yes, sir.
They really
Yes, sir.
do. So hopefully
Yes,
that's something that we'll see and hear more of, because it's good for folks to know. I know I have a sister-in-law who started out in the community college system in Virginia and then went from there to a university, got her master's, and she's a master educator now because of that great beginning she had at the community college. So this is where the dreams can begin.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things I love about community college, and always communicate that the dream looks different for everyone. So whether someone is 18 and they're still in high school, or whether some things in life have not gone the right way for you and somebody just wants to improve their current situation, Bishop State can help. So it could be a single mom that wants to make more money or wants a new job, or it could be somebody that's been incarcerated. We can absolutely help them in any single way that they want to be helped.
All right, a new beginning. Talk about some of the programs, a couple of things that a lot of us know about the nursing program at Bishop State, and then of course the truck and bus driver, commercial driver program that they were talking just yesterday on the news about all of the cargo containers coming in from the ships, and now they need truck drivers to get them to where they are supposed to be.
CDL drivers are actually the #1 demand job in the state of Alabama. If you think about just our normal day-to-day life and how much infrastructure goes around a CDL driver, we have a great program. It's actually our #3 program in terms of enrollment. We do a really good job of pumping out CDL drivers. We have a wonderful health sciences division, not just nursing, but our PTA program just posted a 93% pass rate on the
state.
What is PTA? Physical therapy assistant. 93% pass rate on the state licensure exam.
That's awesome.
So an amazing opportunity for students there. We have a brand new advanced manufacturing technology building that is beautiful. 50,000 square foot building that can do almost anything in process technology or aviation technology as well.
We've got about 2.5 minutes. Let's talk about the vision which you see for Bishop State coming in now at this point and wanting to take it to, I guess, the next level.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that excites me the most is you know, as the president of the college, my first job is to listen, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what I want to continue to do, is to listen to our local leaders, listen to our legislators, listen to our K-12 partners, but then collaborate with the people that we're listening to make sure that we're meeting the needs with those business and industry folks and beyond. And then lastly, we certainly want to build a vision that makes sense for the community, and as the city grows, as this area grows, Bishop State Community College will grow along with it.
Now, I noticed you talked about in your bio about planning to be here for the long haul. Dr. Kennedy, 26 years, and Sanford Bishop, who Bishop State is named after, he went there and he was there from 1938 to 1981. In fact, he left passing to leave the university. So should we expect to see Olivier Charles in similar roles and years?
Well, the legacy of Dr. Bishop and Dr. Kennedy cannot be rivaled in no way, shape, or form. They have built this institution and built the community around it. I'm just happy that I get to stand on their shoulders, but I certainly want to be here. I want to retire from Bishop State. My wife and I have a 4-year-old daughter. We want her to graduate from Mobile County Public Schools. We want to be here for the long haul. We will be here for the long haul.
So let's talk some more about the vision you have for new things that you may be bringing with you from your previous experience.
Well, one of the things I want to do is continue to listen, but also establish partnerships and collaboration, especially with our K-12 partners. Bishop State would not exist if we didn't have strong relationships with our local high schools in our service area in Mobile County, our schools also in Washington County, which we serve. So one of the things I want us to do is establish strong partnerships and build opportunities for students that are in our schools to see our college and see our programs. And sometimes you have to see it, feel it, touch it. I can tell you about a process technology program or advanced manufacturing, but until you see our labs, it doesn't really compute. So we want to build partnerships where people can step on our campus, and we want to be the community's college and be accessible to anyone that needs us for anything. So whether a student wants training, or even if somebody wants to do a line dance or a self-defense class, Bishop State wants to be there to do that.
You know, at one time I heard conversation about dorms so that you can reach further into the region for bringing students in. Is that still something in the plans for Bishop State?
Sure, it's in our long-term plan. Right now, we want to make sure that we build those partnerships, continue to listen, but always having residence halls brings a different dynamic to campus. It brings that opportunity to live on campus and to see and experience and then add some student life to it. We're certainly open to the opportunity in the future.
You know, looking at the experience you have, and you're from Mobile, but you've gotten experience from other parts of the state. Has that made a difference when you're meeting people from other regions who have expectations for their region, but things that can be used
Absolutely.
Here where now you're bringing it back to Mobile? Absolutely.
I've been fortunate that I've gotten to see a lot of colleges around the state, and I've seen every community college in our system. And yeah, it does give you perspective to know what works in different communities. One of the things I'm excited about is bringing my experience, but figuring out what works best for this area, along with all of the stuff that I've learned. And that starts with listening to our partners. And you know, I think we're very fortunate now. We've got these different industries here, and having Airbus, which is like the only other major aeronautical site in the world other than what's happening in Boeing and over in Europe. And then this new mega site tenant, Novellis, I understand 1,000 jobs are going to be available there here in the next 2 to 3 years. Yes, sir. Well, that's exciting. Whenever you see growth like that, one of the things that companies like that, when they relocate, want to see is that there's a thriving community college there, because we can deliver training on a dime. We can kind of turn our processes really quickly to meet their needs. And Mobile is rich with companies beyond Novellis. We've got companies like Evonik that are in the chemistry business and beyond. And they're hiring and expanding. Absolutely. So we've had wonderful conversations with them, and we want to continue all of those partnerships, because the community benefits when we're able to meet the needs of that business and industry.
I think it's truly an exciting time for students of today, and I guess the mission will be how do we get to them, get the information, and I love the aspect you talked about, having them come to the campus to have a little hands-on and see it as compared to just hearing and not really sure what they're hearing.
Absolutely, and that's one of the parts of our mission that I love, is that we are open to anyone, but we're also accessible, and that's so key because we have what we call an open door policy, which means everybody is accepted, no matter the situation. So sometimes it's just a matter of getting people to your campus, but our mission is to serve everything or everyone, and that's rare you get to say that in your work, but we actually get to be all things to all people.
And as we close out, talk briefly about the GED program, because that's going to help some people get in where right now they don't have a high school diploma.
Well, we have an amazing GED program. We actually have 16 sites. Our adult education program has 16 sites between Mobile and Washington County. So that is certainly an accessible program that you don't even have to come all the way to our campus as long as you can get to one of our sites. We help non-traditional and adult students not just get their GED, but we also do some workforce development training. We've done some forklift operator training at some places. Those programs are amazing because it literally can help somebody improve their situation on a dime. So we love the fact that we get to see everyone. And again, just like I said, we don't care about what happened in the past. We just want to help somebody improve their future.
All right. We thank you very much, President Olivier Charles, and we wish you a lot of success at Bishop State.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And for more information about Bishop State Community College and all the great programs and many things it has to offer, you can call or go by the main campus. It's right off of Broad Street in Mobile. Now that phone number is there, 251-405-7000. And you can also check them out at their website at bishop.edu. And Bishop State is also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Well, coming up on Perspectives, we're going to hear more about ShotSpotter. It's a new tool in the Mobile Police Department's box to combat crime. ShotSpotter allows MPD officers to possibly hear the gunshots as they happen and then respond in just minutes. Well, we thank you so much for joining us here on Perspectives. Don't forget, we'll be here next Saturday morning at 9 as well as we discuss those important issues and seek solutions. And if you have any ideas of a program, don't forget to drop that line to us. And if you miss us, the broadcast, you can always check us out on YouTube and on our website. I'm Eric Reynolds. We thank you so much for joining us here on Perspectives. Have a great week ahead.
Thanks for watching Fox 10 News. Watch us live wherever you are, on our mobile, our streaming news app, and you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.